Hey, Sports Cross fans, Ray from Philly here. It is Tuesday, June the 15th. Just wanted to go over a book review. This is my fourth book that I finished this year. I've been reading a ton of baseball books. The first one I did a review on for you guys was about Dick Allen, called The Life and Times of a Baseball Immortal. Then I did Ty Cobb, A Terrible Beauty. And then the last one was 24 Life and Lesson Stories by the Say Hey Kid Willie Mays. This one is called Satchel, The Life and Times of an American Legend. And this is about none other than the great Satchel Paige. The author is Larry Ty. The publisher is Random House. And there is 298 pages. I thought this book was really well written. Kind of an easy read. I'm trying to actually do a little more research recently on the history of the Negro Leagues, and Satchel Paige is without a doubt the biggest name in the history of the Negro Leagues. Satchel Paige was raised in Mobile, Alabama during the Jim Crow era, and his life story growing up was pretty similar to Babe Ruth. They both got in trouble and were raised in a reform school. And in that reform school, that's where Satchel Paige that's where he learned how to pitch. They talk about how he came up with his nickname. Satchel Paige was a train porter and was caught stealing satchels. So basically that's how he got his name. But there's so many myths and stories about Satchel Paige. But a lot of these stories are true, according to Larry Ty, and it was very well written by Mr. Ty. He did an outstanding job. Basically, his age was another story about how old he was when he came up to the majors finally. He was born in 1906, so in his rookie year, which was 1948, he was 42 years old and won Rookie of the Year that year as a 42-year-old player. Basically, also his accuracy was another myth on here, that he would have, to show how accurate he was and how fast he was, he would have a batter up at home plate during practice, have a lit cigarette in his mouth, and Satchel Paige would throw his fastest fastball and knock out the lit cigarette. Number one, whoever that batter was or whoever the batters were took a lot of guts to do that, to trust Satchel, to trust any pitcher throwing that hard at your head to get a cigarette out of your mouth. You would have to fully trust that this guy's going to get the cigarette and not bean you and knock you out. So that's how great of a pitcher Satchel Paige was. He won Rookie of the Year in 1948, started out with the Cleveland Indians, and Bill Veeck was the owner that signed him in 48. Played in 48 and 49, and then was let go and went back to barnstorming leagues, basically. He played in the Negro Leagues for the Pittsburgh Crawfords in the 30s and the Kansas City Monarchs in the 40s. And in the wintertime, he played for a lot of the winter leagues, like down in Cuba, in the Dominican and Mexico, and anywhere down south, basically. He was in the winter leagues to pitch all year round. There's a lot of stories about how many wins he has. If they include all his barnstorming games and Negro League games and Major League games, there is a strong rumor out there that he has about 2,000 wins, and that would totally crush Cy Young's record of over 500 wins that Cy Young has. But that's the myth about Satchel Paige, is that he had 2,000 wins, but he did pitch all year round. It wasn't just in the summer in the Negro Leagues. He pitched in the winter, and I think they're including all of those stats as well. So he played for the Negro Leagues and the winter leagues in the 20s and 30s and 40s. And 48 was signed by Bill Veeck with the Indians for 2 years, and then was let go and went back to the Negro Leagues and the Winter Leagues. And in 53, Bill Veeck now was the owner of the St. Louis Browns. So he signed Satchel again in 1953, this time with the St. Louis Browns, and pitched very well for them too. And then after that, went back to pitching again in the Negro Leagues for quite a few years, and came back in 1965 at the age of 59 years old. And the owner of the, at that time, Kansas City Athletics, Charles O. Finley, Charlie O., signed him in 65 to pitch for the Kansas City A's, and pitched 2 innings, I think, and only gave up one hit, and the one hit he gave up to was to Carl Yastrzemski. So this guy, just imagine if he played in the major leagues, how he would have done, because he did play against white major league players in the barnstorming days in the wintertime. It was Dizzy Dean's All-Stars versus Satchel Paige's All-Stars. So he did face a lot of great legendary Major League White Hall of Fame players and struck them all out. So I would be really curious to see how he would have done in the major leagues if he had the opportunity. He did get the opportunity, but he was already 42 years old by the time he got the opportunity. So I would highly recommend getting this book. It's a guy that in our history of the game is kind of getting overlooked, and I don't think he should be. He was one of the greatest pitchers, if not the greatest pitcher of all time. It's a shame that we'll never know. But here's the book called Satchel, The Life and Times of American Legend, written by Larry Ty. Check it out. I hope you enjoy. And there's my book review. Getting a new book coming in soon. And usually I read these books in about a month. So that's probably when I'll do my next review. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon, and take care. Bye-bye.